going on, everybody? Good morning. I hope you guys did all right yesterday with our new style of learning. You could obviously tell I'm back on the screen. Um, Once again, new to everybody, so I'm trying out different things and got a lot of positive feedback from what we did yesterday. So it's encouraging. So that might be something that we continue to do even further beyond, these first 2 days that we've been doing it here. So I just wanted to explain a couple things to you based upon what you did yesterday. A lot of you guys did really good work. Listen, I'm not going to be giving you notes. All right, the PowerPoints are going to be your notes. All right, so everything that's in the PowerPoint are things that I would test. All right, we're not sure about what we're going to do with testing and stuff, whatnot, but yesterday was a little bit of a taste of what we would do with following along with the PowerPoint, because there's no point in you typing out notes if the PowerPoint is right there for you. So, I'll ask you different questions, engaging questions, thought-provoking questions. We stopped a couple points yesterday where you basically explained a couple things with your opinion, which we're going to go over a little bit today. But that's how that's always going to work. Then I had a few people, I understand, got a little nervous because I returned back your assignments. I'm always going to do that. All right, so that could be your record of your information. So if you ever have to go back to it, it's right there for you. So, like even today, when you submit your Word document, it's not going to really be that much for you to type in today, but I'm going to leave a little comment, a little feedback, so that you see your grade and you see the feedback so you can get better. So I left a lot of feedback yesterday on your guys' information so that now you can learn from it and get better. So that's really where I want to start today. So I'm going to pull this screen up and I'm going to start just here really quick. I left a lot of similar feedback for most of you, but just so that we're all on the same page, I'm going to blow myself up a little bit. Yeah. Just so we're on the same page, the United States was practicing both expanding and isolating and keeping isolated. So when we were talking about this, how the word relates to American foreign policy early on, we signed the Monroe Doctrine, right? Coming up with that agreement saying, Europe, stay by you. We're going to stay over in the Western Hemisphere. Don't come over. If you come over, it's going to be wartime. Also, we didn't get involved in foreign affairs, foreign wars, right? Different things were going on, like we're going to talk a little bit more about on Friday with China. Countries are fighting each other. We didn't get involved. But as you see here, we expanded. We kept expanding out as far as we can go. 13 colonies, Louisiana Purchase, different wars with Spain where we're claiming Florida. Then we have a war with Mexico where we're claiming Texas, and we keep going until we get to the Pacific. Now we got our 48 countries, states and territories there. The whole question was, do we go out? Right? Either way, do we go down? And that was really where you guys were, picking up from yesterday. So I want to talk about this cartoon briefly because most of you were correct in that you said that it was an expansionist cartoon. I mean, some of you, if you read down here, a lesson for anti-expansionists, if you see that, boom, that should tell you right there that it's for expansion. Right? And then it says showing how Uncle Sam has been an expansionist first, last, and all the time. It's true. Think about, 13 colonies right here, little baby Uncle Sam. Right? If you read on the bottom there, it's talking about the size of the country. So from 1783, as we keep moving forward, Louisiana Purchase, Florida ceded by Spain, so we claim Florida. Then we keep moving. Now we're 34 states by the time the Civil War is about to start. Then 1898 and 99, which we're going to get into. Now we have all 48 states and territories, all the land that you can claim across the Pacific, including now Alaska, including now, as you're going to see, Hawaii when it says annexed. That'll be something that we get to. And now 1899, which is something we'll also get into, Spanish-American War. Now we're a gigantic, Uncle Sam. We're huge. We got the boat in our hand, right? Trinity Kanagawa, that was a prime example of that. And then you look at all these hands, France, England, Italy, Germany, Russia, they all want to be our ally. They're scared of us. Look at how big we are. We're powerful. And that's where you were really supposed to see that. Okay, once you get to this guy and you see all these hands, we talked about being the key word, pleasantly plump, right? It shows power, it shows wealth. And that's the two things that we really had more than everybody else at the time. And now you're starting to see these countries want to be our friends. They want to shake our hands. So I just wanted to go over those pieces there. And then lastly, with Alaska, right, you watched a little video and you read through this. You know, a lot of people, you think Alaska, even now, I mean, you're not really thinking anything much except for cold and snow and not that many people. But as you should have seen, you know, there are a lot of really, really good things that Alaska has to offer. Gold, tin, copper, timber, big one, oil. These are all resources that Alaska has that we now don't have to rely as much on other countries to help us with those resources. So that's why that deal wound up being great. Look at that, $7.2 million for 2 cents an acre. I'll let you guys do the math on that. That might be a tough one for you. That's over 300 million. I'll let you do the math. Let's see who comes up with the answer there. It's a lot of acres of land. All right, so when you saw that, it was not a foolish deal. It actually wound up being a really great deal for the United States. All right, so that was where you guys stopped yesterday. And what I want to do today, just so we're all on the same page here, when you guys go on to when you open up, you should have clicked on this Word document and you should have had the PowerPoint open so you can follow along here. So there's not really much that you're going to write or type in on this Word document today, but there are a couple of key important things that I'm going to need you to look at. Right? So we have this definition of imperialism. All right, so we just saw a few days ago what that map of imperialism looked like. Now, I'm supposed to have little pieces that I can write with. Let me see something here. What happened to all my little gadgets so I can play around? Killing me, Screencastify. That's fine. Not a big deal today. I'll figure it out. Oh, it's right here. So I got some cool tools. Where'd they just go? I just had it. Oh, there we go. This is what we're looking for right here. See this? Now you're going to see some magic. Maybe I can't do it on PowerPoint. I can do it here. See that? I don't know why I can't do that on PowerPoint. Maybe PowerPoint Screencast if I have a deal. Where if somebody does something, or if somebody cannot do something on the other page. Whatevs. We'll figure it out. All right. So here's the big word of the day. Imperialism. Yeah, I can't write. So when we looked at this map yesterday, or on Monday, of imperialism, the big thing that I wanted you to see is that lands throughout the entire world, continent-wise, were having some sort of foreign influence. So if we look here at this definition, when you're imperializing, or if you're practicing imperialism, that is when you, the powerful country, are controlling the economic and political affairs of weaker countries. So if you look, when Great Britain claimed the colonies, we were extremely weak. Okay? Meaning it was Native American tribes. They could not compete with what we had, what Europe had technology-wise. So that's how Great Britain and their billions of dollars of power and wealth came to this land and controlled it. It took a revolution for the United States to become its own country, and that in itself was pretty impressive. But if you look at Great Britain here, and this was one of the questions I asked you, they're this light green color. Look at all of the presence they have throughout the world. Canada, so they're on one continent. They're obviously on their own continent with Europe, and they have control over Ireland. 2. Now you look down here. Guyana, 3. This is in South America. They have control of islands. They still have control of little islands today throughout the part of the Atlantic. Now you look at Europe, Asia. Yeah, Asia. Africa. Africa at this time was so weak, their countries, that this is where these European nations feasted because there were a lot of really, really, really valuable resources throughout Africa. There still are today. But these countries feasted there because they were weak economically and politically. So they came right in, boom, they just claimed it all. But look at that. All of this control in 1900s, this is 120 years ago. Right, this is illegal now. There's organizations like NATO that were created to make sure that countries do not become taken over by another. It is illegal to do that now. After World War II, that's when they figured that out and they decide that together. But look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have Asia. For a long time, hundreds of years, Great Britain controlled India. You guys should know that already. Right? Little countries out in here throughout the Middle East. Right? These are areas with valuable exotic resources. And then you get to some of these islands out here. And lastly, New Zealand and Australia. Australia being its own continent. Country and continent. Think about that. So that's every single continent. We obviously are not including Antarctica. But look at that. Dominating the entire world. That is a ton of land to control. Right? And then you see a couple of these other European nations. Noah Feldman had asked me how some of these countries were, dominating on their own continent. Ottoman Empire, that's Turkey today. All of the areas that you may know of, like even like Bulgaria, they had their own little empire here. The Ottoman Empire, they controlled lands throughout this section of southeastern Europe. But like, look at Germany here. Germany controlled into where you see parts of modern day Russia today, Poland today, Lithuania today. Right? So these countries had dominance even on their own soil. But when you imperialize, you are looking to dominate the economic and political affairs of weaker countries. So if we take a look at this, it might be better off for you guys if you get out of the, I don't know if you're in the PowerPoint right now, but you might want to go to the Word document. And I'll just stick with the Word document for right now, just so that it's easier to see. But if you look at this document here, there are 5 reasons why all countries imperialize. And it's as simple as just breaking it down into these 5. The first one right here, economic, and you can pull this up to see it a little bit better on yours. Right? When we're talking about economic, we're talking about what can make your country the most money. So you're going to have to refer back to this when you do your assignment on forms, and you'll be able to click and look at it. But check this out. I mean, when you're talking economic, you're looking for new markets to trade, and you're looking to just take your surplus of goods and trade them, make money. Right? And the more colonies that you had, the more markets that you had, the more materials that you had. So that's what you were looking to do there. Political. I should have asked you what you think is the most important. They're all important in their own way. Some of them you may actually not like over the others. But if you look political here, it was all about being the most powerful. Right? What were you going to do? I mean, it mentions a couple big time things here. A nation's greatness is measured by the quality and quantity of colonies. So countries like Great Britain, right? They were basically trying to say, all right, the more colonies that I have throughout the world, the more powerful I had. That was Spain for a while. Spain lost all its control over here, as you're going to see. Even France, Portugal. These are areas that were really strong at this time because they had strong navies. All right, so when you go back to this and you're looking, right, political, you want the world to know you. You want the world to fear you. So that's what you're looking at with political there. Military. This is going to be probably one of the more important ones for the United States. But with military, a couple things that you should mention here. It's all about your own security, right? can you have enough naval bases in places throughout the world to protect your main country? Right? The Navy is the biggest important thing if you really want to colonize outside of your own lands across water. Right? The more areas you have throughout the world, that's, I mean, if you look at the United States and their military bases, they have military bases throughout countries all over the place, throughout the Pacific Ocean, filled with military bases. It's so that it can protect us. There's eyes all over the place. Then you have cultural. These next two are interesting. I'm going to actually ask your opinion. That's going to be the one thing you're going to have to write down on the Word document. All right, but if you're looking on the sheet, it says cultural. Social Darwinism was the prevailing belief in Europe. The strongest survive. The weak die, the strongest survive. Right? That's basically the whole idea there. The stronger you are, the better chance you will have to survive. The weaker you are, you're not going to make it very long. So, I mean, if you look at some of these things here, it explains why some countries were rich and some countries were poor. People compete for survival. The strong survive. The rich are superior. Right? You might actually start thinking, well, that sounds pretty racist. European colonizers were the superior races. That Europe is trying to tell the world, yeah, we're the most powerful. There you go again. Racism. Here's the most racist one. The African and Asian colonies were inferior races. They're calling an entire continent of people inferior. Backward people. Backward and inferior. Right? That's where they're going with that. So they feel that Europe and their country had the right and the duty to spread that to these other countries. All right, then the last one is religious, just spreading Christianity throughout the world. Same thing. You know, the Christian beliefs are the strongest in the world in the eyes of many at this time. We have to go to these people in Africa, in Asia, and we have to promote Christianity. It's a big thing. Missionaries. So what you're going to do for me, and you'll do it at some point, I just want you to type your overall opinion on imperialism. Do you think it's good? Is it necessary? Is it racist? You know, include comments in there. Maybe you think that, you know, the first three are important and the last two are ridiculous. Maybe you think that, you know, just go ahead and just think about this, read it over again. Look at my little pieces that I had there to help you out. 3 to 4 sentences, type it up, submit it to me. All right? And lastly, it's very similar to why all these other countries have imperialized, but when you look at the United States, it's the same thing. Economic, military, same thing they're going to have there. Cultural, religious, and then one that's a little bit different is that the frontier closed, meaning the United States no longer has land on the North American continent that they can conquer. So it's all about going further. But if you look here, it's the same idea. And I know this map is really small. I'll have something a little bit bigger over the next couple of days to do it. But all these little islands out in the Pacific Ocean, we're going to claim. Guam, Wake Island, Midway Island, Hawaii. All right, that's just a number to start. The Samoan Island. All right, so these lands out in the Pacific are going to become ours. All right, so that's where we're going to just stop with the PowerPoint today. Now, you can keep this up. You're definitely going to need this slide, and there's going to be, or the Word document. That could help you too. Because you're going to need that just to show me that you understand these 5 different reasons for imperialism. So here's what you're going to do. So if you go back onto the Word document, the Teams page, you're going to see that it's going to say 5 reasons for imperialism alternative assessment assignment. So when you click it, this will pop up. Okay? Your goal is to, and you can use that link, you can click it there. It'll provide you exactly what I sent to you. Use that link or use your Word document, and you got 30 of these to do. Some of them are really easy. All right? Use the information from the source. Okay? Go through, don't rush, check your answers over, and submit. Once you submit here, Make sure that you have an answer typed in on Word, submit it there, and then you're done, meaning turn it in. All right, so for you to get credit today, this is going to be, you're getting graded on accuracy with this one. So take your time with this one. With the Word document, just type in a response. You can do it as you're listening. All right? We'll go over the answers tomorrow. I don't want anybody to see the answers because I don't trust that some of you aren't going to just take a picture and send it to people. All right? So do your best there. Good work today. If you got any questions, email me. Hasta la vista.